Welcome into Three Questions with Ivan Maisel, where Ivan brings his insight on all things college football to us on a weekly basis. Ivan, thanks again for joining us. Got a Penn State line of questioning for you. A very big game. They're going to Ann Arbor to play the Wolverines in a statement game of sorts, it feels like, for both programs. We'll start you off with this question. Not a softball by any stretch of the imagination. Sean Clifford has been the epicenter of a lot of criticism from this Penn State fan base, whether it's fair or not. What is your assessment of that as it pertains to this year, kind of looking in the rearview mirror from all the things he's had to deal with?
The more I've looked at Sean Clifford, and I've looked at him for a long time this week, I like him. I mean, I like him. Yeah, he's a sixth-year guy. Sean Clifford is older than Jalen Hurts, JD. I mean, he's been there a long time. He's been good enough to go 11-2. He's been bad enough to lose the job a couple of times. He's gotten hurt. He's gotten healthy. He's won the job back. He's had the full experience of being a college quarterback. I think Penn State fans will appreciate him in the long term, but right now, they're undefeated and they want to succeed, and they expect and demand that he play great, and he's been very good. I just hadn't gotten to great yet.
Looking in the rearview mirror, I'm like, how could you be expected to be a successful quarterback with the absence of the run game that they just haven't had in Happy Valley really until this year? And you see the results with a guy like Katron Allen in the backfield, with Nick Singleton in the backfield, like just being able to live in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. We see Sean Clifford playing substantially better because of that, and it makes sense. So I think also a piece of it from where I'm sitting is you got a guy in Drew Aller with a lot of stars next to his name on that sideline holding a clipboard, and just the way that we are as fans, the grass is always greener, the next player is always better, and so maybe he's fallen suspect to that. But like you said, the guy's played 47 years of college football. Him and Jalen Hurts, he's older than Jalen Hurts, which is a fascinating stat I did not know. Look into this game. What does Penn State have to do to beat this Michigan team in the Big House?
Well, I think bringing up the freshman running backs is a great point. They've got to be balanced on offense, and it's always iffy depending on freshman running backs because at some point they hit a physical wall. I don't think they're there yet, but these guys are not used to playing 12-game seasons. And I think as far as Saturday goes, they've got to be balanced, if only because the Michigan defense is so good. These teams in a way are a little bit of mirrors each other. They're consistent on both sides of the ball. Michigan's a little more explosive on offense, obviously, but the defenses are strong. The Penn State secondary, especially, really strong. It's going to be tougher for Penn State being in that environment in the Big House, and Michigan is probably a little better, but you got a sixth-year guy at quarterback, that goes a long way.
It's a nice luxury to have that not many programs at the FBS level can say they have a 6-year quarterback behind center for them. When I'm looking at this game, I can't help but feel just a little bit like, do we have all our questions answered about J.J. McCarthy yet? I mean, super talented, tons of ability, runs like a 4.5 40 according to Jim Harbaugh, has a rocket launcher for an arm, but we haven't seen him play with an accelerated shot clock, if you will, which I think this Penn State front seven is going to dial it up and force him to have to compensate or get rid of the ball quicker, or maybe he runs a little bit more. I'm just curious to see what we see from J.J. McCarthy if this Penn State defense squeezes him just a touch. So something to watch for as this game plays out. Ivan, I'll get you out of here with this. Penn State has been, it feels like at least, sort of on the edge of the upper tier of the Big Ten. We talk about Ohio State. We talk about Michigan. We talked about Michigan State a lot last year, but not so much this year. What would a win like this mean for this Penn State program?
Oh, JD, it would mean the world. I mean, this team, it's been 3 years since they've been relevant nationally. They've had 2 mediocre seasons in a row, and even, and I don't even know if they were mediocre during the COVID year when they started 0-5 and finished 4-0. I guess they finished mediocre. It's been a while, is my point. This team's a little different. I think, Manny Diaz has done a great job with the defense. I think, Clifford having that seasoned, mature quarterback has helped them a lot. We'll find out a lot Saturday about who they really are.
It's like a separation Saturday is what I'm calling it. We got teams sort of right in that pack together, and this might be the time where you see Penn State start to separate from the pack, or maybe it's Michigan, but regardless, will be a whole lot of fun. I know you travel on the weekends a lot for college football games, been to 5 this year. We were just talking about it before we started taping. 4 of those being decided within 30 seconds of the end of that game. We have any Big Ten games on the slate maybe potentially in the future, or a couple that we're eyeing?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm kind of in pencil. I've circled Ohio State's visit to the Happy Valley in 2 weeks. That will be their toughest road test this season, with a schedule that hasn't been all that testing for them. So I'm hoping I get to go there. We'll see what happens Saturday.
Penn State fans, you heard it here first. If you get Ivan Maisel in town, don't worry about college game day. Don't worry about big noon kickoff. You give a king's welcome to Ivan Maisel when he gets on campus there, all right? Make sure that's set in stone. Ivan, as always, thanks so much, man. Have a great college football Saturday. We'll do this again real soon.
You too, JD. Thanks.
Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.